Okay, continuing our expose of service clubs in our midst, it's time for Vicky Vine to come and talk to us about Inner Wheel. Good to see you.
Hello. Is this Belle or Bella?
Belle.
Belle. Hi, Belle.
Belle the Wonder Dog.
Belle the Wonder Dog.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, we got a strange show. Denise just has sort of been everywhere. You know, Dan comes on. Oh, I met him. Well, Denise is part of Inner Wheel, so
Yes.
maybe I should just let you two talk.
No, because I know about it. Vicky has to explain it.
So what exactly is Inner Wheel?
Well, Inner Wheel is the largest women's group in the world. There's over 110,000 women belong to it worldwide. There's over 3,000 branches, and there's 104 countries. Now, we're very small here. It's especially large in India and Africa, where I think in India there's over 100 clubs in India. And so we're very small here in southern Ontario. There's 4 of us here, and there's, I think, 4 out west and 2 in Quebec. But it's a service club for personal service and for friendship. Because there's only 7 of us, we can't do a lot. The groups in Africa and India are major contributors to world welfare. They run schools and the hospitals and orphanages, and they promote breastfeeding for women in India. And it's a very international organization. But here in St. Mary's, we're mainly a friendly service group that we do what we can with what we got.
We do things like Meals on Wheels,
Yeah.
and we flip pancakes over at McCulley's
Yes.
once a year and
Yeah.
freeze our feet.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
it all goes towards the charities and things we're giving it to and the causes.
Right, we have a bench in the park that we donated, and we contribute to Salvation Army and the Lights at Christmas and the Heritage Fair, and there is a bursary that is donated to a high school student each year. And we also, when we're asked, we also help the Rotary in whatever endeavors they have, and hopefully they give us a bit of profit, which they do.
At one time, Inner Wheel was the wives of Rotary
Yeah.
members,
Mhm.
but that's not the case anymore.
No, there are a lot. Some members have fathers or grandfathers or husbands that are Rotary members, but now if you're just interested in service in St. Mary's in this community, then you'd be welcome.
Yeah, I happen to know somebody rather intimately who's an Inner Wheel member who definitely doesn't have a husband who's a Rotary member. My wife, Marie.
Right, yes, that's right.
So she's part of Inner Wheel as well.
And I don't have a husband, let alone a Rotary member. I don't have a husband either.
So anybody's free to join, right?
Yeah, I think if you're interested in the type of work that Rotary does, the great philanthropic work that Rotary does, then you'd certainly be welcome.
And I've gone to the end of one of your functions to pick up Marie, and I tell you, they have a lot of fun.
Well,
We have
we
fun
had
and
potluck, and
We've
we
done a lot
like a
of those,
glass
yes.
of wine now
A
and
lot
then.
of those too, yeah.
So if you're interested in joining Inner Wheel, how do you sign up?
Just give me a call or speak to Denise, it's no problem, and we'd be happy to have you. And I think, it was started over 100 years ago by a nurse from Wales whose husband was a Rotarian, and she, of course, was not allowed to join Rotary, being a female. So she began Inner Wheel in Birmingham, and it's still there. That's the head office is in London, England.
And we have fun too.
We do, mainly we have fun, yeah. And it's an interesting group in that, because we're not so much part of the international group, we don't know a lot of things that go on. We are on the internet, innerwheel.ca, and there is actually a representative from the Inner Wheel in Florida who's a member of the United Nations. She's a representative of the United Nations. So it's a great group, and we're happy with it.
And yet another group in St. Mary's. We're having this year, we're having the service groups on because we all appreciate and we all know the great work they do, but sometimes we just want to get them on to acknowledge what groups like Inner Wheel do in our community. So let's hear it for Inner Wheel. So Vicky, thanks for joining us today to talk about Inner Wheel.
Great, thank you.